Hi friends, welcome you to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to present the topic Need Assessment Model of Curriculum. So needs assessment is a basic step or fundamental step of many models of curriculum that we have already discussed. And first of all, let us try to define what are needs. When we are trying to define needs, we have to consider its various meanings in different concepts or what we perceive by needs. Needs can be one's preference. Here, preference of learners. What learners prefer, how they prefer to learn, or what they prefer, what they are interested, what they want. So their want or their preference can be, we can define as needs. Then needs can be, we need something that is missing, which is not in the program, which is not in the curriculum. So that will be that missing something. So needs can be the missing element, and it can be a problem or a difficulty, or it can be an issue. So an issue in the program or issue in the course, or a problem or a difficulty. So all these should be overcome. Whether it is a problem, whether it is a difficulty or issue, we have to overcome it. Then that also can be termed as needs. Then another version, there is a reality as well as an optimum or an ideal condition. So the difference between an ideal condition and the real condition, that also can be defined as needs. So everybody have to reach up to that ideal condition or that optimum condition that naturally will be different from reality, real condition or actual condition. So these the differences between these two, the ideal and actual, that also can be defined as needs. Situation analysis. There are people who explain needs as situation analysis for exposing preference, shortcomings, problems, or difference. So, in essence, we can compile all these explanations regarding needs when we are trying to define needs. Situation analysis for exposing preference, shortcomings, problems, or difference. So, it's an analysis of the existing curriculum or program or some other thing, or the context, this learning situation, classroom, whatever it is. So, the analysis of that particular thing to expose our want or preference or issues or problems, shortcomings, difference, etc. That will be the operational definition for needs for the time being for this forthcoming discussion. So let us see the background of this needs assessment model. So Hilda Taba introduced needs assessment as a preliminary step or the first step in her grassroots approach to curriculum development. This TABA's model, we have detailed discussion in another presentation. You can, if you have not watched, you can watch that. So in TABA's proposal, TABA's model, the first step is need assessment. And then Wills and Bondi extended the need analysis as a prolonged activity. So in TABA, she introduced needs assessment or need analysis as a first step to initiate the process of uh, curriculum development. But Wills and Bondi proposed need assessment as a very prolonged routine activity in any institution, so that the curriculum development or curriculum refinement or curriculum change can be properly done. There are two positions for need assessment in curriculum. In general, two proposals where this need assessment can be placed. In one category, needs assessment comes first. The first step will be the needs assessment, and once the needs are properly assessed, then the general goals of the program will be formulated. And in another category, general goals or general definition will be made at first, then goals, and this needs assessment comes as a third step in the curriculum development process. So two approaches for need assessment we can observe, and there is some conflict as well as consensus between the nature of needs, such as whether we gave more emphasis to psychological needs or educational needs. There are various educationists who stress psychological needs is important, and some others stress on educational needs. Actually, these two are different, though complementary to each other. When we are talking about curriculum, though psychological needs are essential to identify the level of the learner, interest of the learner, abilities of learner, etc., the educational needs should be more emphasized, as it is for the learner as well as society and the environment. So the development of these three are highly contributed through education. So educational needs should have more emphasis when we consider needs assessment. So now we can see what are the essential features of needs assessment. So needs assessment is not a static process, it is dynamic. It is not a linear one-time process. It's a dynamic process, and most of the time it can be considered as a continuous process. So it's also called as pluralistic process. All this needs assessment, in generally it is considered as process, not as an end product. It's a process, so that it should have some continuity. So it's another feature is it is pluralistic. So pluralistic in the sense that needs can be, there can be needs at national level, and those national level needs shall be somewhat more broad or general in nature. So when we come to regional or local level, the needs may be more specific and more diverse, and as well as people of different levels should get proper opportunity to involve in decision making. So that also is an advantage of needs assessment. It is not a top-down process. People at every strata, every level shall be incorporated, shall provide an opportunity to include in the process of needs assessment. There will be a national level needs assessment, then regional or state level, or the institution level, or classroom level. These are the various levels. So that opportunity for peoples of different levels to contribute to needs assessment expose its feature pluralistic, as a pluralistic process. Then flexible. So this needs assessment, another feature is that it is flexible, as there is a scope for negotiation between needs or decisions at various levels. So naturally there will be some very general or broad national level assessment, and there can be more specific or diverse or different needs identified at various levels. So there can be a scope of negotiation between various levels, and hence it is called as a flexible process. Then the data sources, the needs assessment generally based on data from three major sources such as learner, society, and subject matter. So these are the three major sources from which needs assessment collect necessary data. That's another feature. These tripod of data: learner, society, and subject. Then the needs assessment is also called as an incremental process. There shall be, already we have discussed that there will be changes in needs, its specificity when we proceed from a national level to provincial level or institutional level, etc. So in such a way there shall be increase in depth, or increase in complexity, or increase in diversity regarding needs, and hence needs assessment can be termed as incremental in nature. This is also called as a reactive and proactive process. So this needs assessment brings up some change in the program, change in the curriculum, and also a change in the curriculum also brings up some kind of needs assessment. So in that sense it is reactive as well as proactive. So a curriculum change can be effected through needs assessment, and the implementation of that curriculum require needs assessment. So these are the basic features of needs assessment. It's a dynamic process, pluralistic process, it's flexible process, it's incremental, then reactive and proactive, and it depends learner, society, and subject matter for data sources. So levels of needs assessment. So the needs assessments can be of mainly of 3-4 different levels. So the first level, or the broadest level, is macro level subject free needs assessment. MLSFNA is the abbreviation. Then micro level subject specific needs assessment, micro level regional needs assessment, micro level institutional or classroom needs assessment, So these are the four major levels of needs assessment. We can see each one in much detail. And the first two, that macro level subject free need assessment and macro level subject specific needs assessment. These two levels of assessment are usually at design stage of curriculum, and the latter two, the micro level assessment at regional level as well as at institutional or classroom level, need assessment will be at the implementation stage of the curriculum. So macro level subject free needs assessment. So it's a countrywide activity or a nationwide activity. So it is the broadest type of needs assessment all over the country in order to identify the needs of a program or a need for change in a program or refinement in a program. Is the first level or the highest level or broadest type of need assessment. And the main objective of this need assessment is to formulate the curriculum ideologies, vision of the curriculum. What will be the vision of the curriculum? So, what it is actually intended for, what it is, on which it is rooted. So, the vision of the curriculum. So, what should be the value concept of the curriculum? And it also provide guidance for further levels. So this top level or the broadest level of needs assessment naturally provide guidance for needs assessment at successive stages. The three other levels of needs assessment also is there. So this macro level subject free needs assessment provides guidance for assessment at further levels. Now it is macro level subject specific needs assessment. So that's the second level of needs assessment. It is also a broad type of need assessment. It's a nationwide type of assessment, but it is subject specific. So in the first subject free approach, subject free assessment, we see that it is meant for developing a vision, ideology for the curriculum, and this one is concentrated on specific discipline or specific subject areas. So this subject specific need assessment meant to develop subject curriculum frameworks. So curriculum framework for different disciplines or different subject areas are required, and that should be developed as a nationwide process. So that's the second level of need assessment. Then two general methods of assessment such as consensus oriented and problem oriented methods are followed for this subject specific need assessment. And this assessment can be supervised by subject specific group of experts. So a committee shall be developed for each subject group, and under the supervision of this subject group, this activity or the subject specific need assessment program at national level or at country level will be operated. Then micro level regional needs assessment, and this as we said earlier, it is at the implementation stage. So this curriculum which is conceived at national level will be brought into a state level, and here or a regional level. as the case may be. So it's for implementing the national level curriculum framework, the ideology as well as the subject based framework should be implemented at regional or state level. So the subject framework shall be properly adapted for the needs of that specific region, and more emphasis here is on students and social characteristics of society as well as characteristics of learners are more concerned at this level of needs assessment. Then supervision by education board and community leaders of the respective states or a region. So the leadership of the program need assessment at regional level will be taken up by education board in respective state or the regions as well as leaders in the community. So more stress is on developing subject matter specific to that region based on characteristics of students as well as society. Then the fourth level, micro level institutional or classroom needs assessment. It is the most basic or in-depth level of needs assessment. So it is a field, the institution or classroom. So the regional level or the state level assessment or the on the assessment and the modifications in the framework which is resulted as a result of this regional level need assessment give a framework, a more detailed framework to institutions or to classroom activity, and that should be properly adapted by the institutions or adapted for classroom activity. So school environment, learner ability, learner interest, teacher attitudes, etc. are the main variables are concerned when we are talking about this classroom or institutional needs assessments. So the nature of the school environment and regarding the learner abilities, what type of learners are in a particular institution or in a particular classroom, their needs, their interests, their age level, etc., their interest, then teacher attitudes. All these are considered while this institutional level or classroom level needs assessment will be done. Then improvement of this prescribed framework. There will be a framework provided by region or state to institutions, and that prescribed framework shall be improved as a result of improved for the particular characteristics, particular conditions of the institution as well as learners in the classroom, as well as selection of appropriate books. So that two aspects done at this classroom or institution level is further modification or refinement of this framework for the institutional or classroom need, as well as selection of appropriate books for instruction. So the methods for needs assessment. So there are three methods such as consensus oriented, problem oriented, and goal oriented. Three methods are generally followed for needs assessment. In consensus oriented methods, individual preference and individual's view on needs. So it's the focus is on what individual prefer or what individual wants. So the wants of the, when we define needs, we, the first definition regarding what an individual needs, what an individual want, or what his or her preference. So similarly, the consensus oriented category of methods focus on preference or want of individual and what individual is thinking on their needs. Then problem oriented. So in problem oriented need assessment, the focus is on something missing, that we, the missing element or a problem or an issue, whatever it is. So the focus is on that type of problem based or issue based or a missing element. So that kind of focus in problem oriented methods, and they actually that this method is directing towards improvement in performance. Then the third category of methods is goal oriented. So this group of methods, this category of methods concentrated on the discrepancy between existing and ideal conditions. So at the time of definition, it is included that the difference between ideal and actual conditions, that also we can define as needs. So this methods is based on that definition, the difference between existing or the real or the actual condition and the ideal or optimum condition. So what are the differences? What gaps are there? So identification of or filling of that gap is the function of the third category of the need assessment methods. So there are three categories of methods: consensus oriented, problem oriented, and goal oriented. So the three basic steps in the needs assessment model are design, implementation, and evaluation. So these are the three major steps. So what we can see in this model is that this model gave more emphasis on needs assessment at different levels. That's the main focus area of the model, not like that of Tyler, Taba, etc., because they have more emphasis only on needs assessment. This needs can be, the curriculum shall be on a sound basis of needs assessment. So they have not much importance on further steps. Then also they propose three stages or three steps. First, the design phase. So here we can see that two levels of needs assessment, the two macro level subject specific as well as subject free need assessment at the design phase, and micro level regional level as well as institution or classroom level need assessment during implementation stage. So these design, implementation, as well as evaluation of the program, evaluation of the curriculum, that also is the steps. These are the three steps in this needs assessment model of curriculum. So that's the end of this presentation. Thanks for watching.